Hello everyone, thank you for joining on this weekly Forex forecast today. Alright, good to see everyone. Thank you for joining. So it's the 12th of July 2020 on Sunday. In Tokyo, Japan right now it's very sunny and very hot today. So I was walking outside and it was too hot, so I just came back home. But yeah, I hope you're having a great day today. It's a Sunday, so sure you're preparing for the upcoming week, next week, to take trades or to look for the pairs to take trades, stock markets to take trades. So every Sunday, I give you the overview of how the market looks like on these pairs. These are the pairs that I usually watch in the Forex market. And also I take trades on gold as well. So, and I will touch on the oil and some indexes. So that you can have the idea of what you can expect for the upcoming week next week, and also later I will talk about the fundamental news, so that you can also prepare what kind of news there will be out there in the world next week, and also what to foresee next week. All right, so let's get started right now. Alright, thank you for joining everyone. I can see your names and thank you for joining as well, always. So, just before starting anything, this knowledge is based on my own experience, so when you take trades, please do at your own risks. So, here we go. So I will look at the daily chart and weekly chart, and I will talk about these time frames today because this is the week has been ended and a new week will start next week, right? So that's why we better look at a weekly chart and how the market has been moving so far by the weekly chart, and then we can look at the daily chart to see more breakdown. And when you really take trades, you can look at the smaller time frames like 4 hour, 1 hour, or even smaller time frames to look for the trend and also capture the edges. But I recommend you to look at the weekly chart by the end of the week and look at the monthly chart by the end of the month, so that you can always have the whole picture of the particular market. So today I will talk about the weekly chart and daily chart on this weekly Ichimoku Forex forecast. Alright, so if you already like today's live, please press a good button and make sure to subscribe and click the bell button so that you get notified as I do these lives every day. So here is a schedule also. If you can come to the YouTube menu here on my website, and if you click on this live schedule, then you will see this kind of page here, so that you can expect what kind of topics I will be talking about in the future also. Alright, so let's get started right now. So thank you for joining everyone. Yep, I do see your names. Alright. Thank you for joining. All right, Denish and Melanie, Brandon, Prashant, Yasar, Roy, and Stargazer. Thank you for joining. Vincent, Gabriele, and Prashant. All right, thank you for joining. And Sekid, good to see you. All right, yep. Beautiful Sunday. Yep, beautiful Sunday today. Yep. Right. It's very, very hot weather in Japan. Yep, especially in Tokyo too. Right, in Tokyo. It's very hot, and in the south part of Japan, it's been raining so hard. So, yeah. So let's get started right now. So Euro USD. I will start from this pair Euro USD here. So today's July 12th, Sunday, 2020. So make sure that this date is correct because sometimes I forgot to change the date in the week here. So yeah, make sure that this is correct. Yeah. Alright, so Euro USD here. Euro USD, first look at the weekly chart. Okay, weekly chart, this is Kumo's flat first of all, and Kijun Sen flat also. And the price is above the Kumo. So this looks to be uptrend, but when it comes to the direction of the trend, this is ranging. There's no direction in the market because Kumo's flat and Kijun Sen flat. So the momentum or the equilibrium is bullish on this weekly chart, but direction-wise, this is flat. So we can tell at glance by using Ichimoku Kinko Hyo like this. simply because the price is above the Kumo and all other 4 lines. So that means that this is the equilibrium is bullish. First of all, the price is above the Kumo, Senko span BA and Kijun Sen Tenkan Sen, and also Chikou span is locating above the candles. So this is by equilibrium, but we have to look at the direction too. And if you look at the weekly chart direction wise, Kumo flat and Kijun Sen flat. So it's flat. So the price might go upwards or it might go downwards, and we never know which way it's gonna go next week. And as far as I look at the candles, there's no clue as to which way the price will go next week. So weekly chart, I don't think there's a clue to take trades. So let's break it down to the daily chart. And the daily chart also shows that this is flat. I mean, the Kumo's flat now, and Kijun Sen looks to be going up, but this is ranging. The highs are getting lower and lower, and the lows are getting higher and higher. So this is like a triangle range. So we can tell that this is ranging in triangle. So the price might be resisted in this area, and it might go backwards. So we have to always be careful for the retracement on this EUR-USD pair next week. And I draw these forecast lines. These are called forecast lines, and if you don't know about these lines, I have a video in the past, so you can check those videos. But I capture the recent high here, and I draw these lines to the Kumo at that time. So from here, the Kumo was forming. I mean, exactly on this date. Exactly on this date, the Kumo was forming here, because if you count the number of the candles from here, it's exactly 26 candles forwarded. Kumo's 26 forwarded, so the Kumo was drawn like this way when the recent high was marked here. So that's why I put the yellow vertical line here, and I draw these 2 lines. One is from the top to Senko span A, the other one is from the top to Senko span B. And I keep watching the market by using these lines. So these are called forecast lines in Ichimoku, so you can use this one too. And currently, what we can know from this forecast line is that the price is above these forecast lines. And if the price ends up with above the Kumo, then most likely it will go up. And if it ends up within the Kumo, between these forecast lines, then it might be in the range. And if it goes downwards, if it lands below Kumo, then that means that this is going to be downtrending. So that's one thing that I'm looking at on these pairs, all these pairs, because pretty much these are flat and daily chart. And this is when I take the forecast lines to check the market. So once again, the price is above the forecast lines, and it's going to take, I think, in next week, in 3 days next week, there will be the candlestick will be here. So next Wednesday, it's going to be here. So I will keep watching the market until Wednesday, and if it lands above these forecast lines, then I will look for the buy chance on Thursday, Friday, or next week. So yeah, and most likely it's gonna land. It's gonna end up with above the Kumo, as you can see the market like this. So yeah, but that's something that I'm foreseeing right now. We never know. Due to Corona news and other news, it might spike down, right? It might spike down all the way below Kumo. If that's the case, we know that if this happens until next Wednesday, then Thursday onwards, most likely the market will keep going downwards this way. So we have to keep watching the market that way. So that's the daily and weekly analysis on this Euro USD. And moving on to Euro GBP weekly chart. Again, this is flat, right? It's completely flat right now. the Kumo's flat. Hold on, let me enlarge it so that you can better see it. Yeah, so Kumo completely flat and Kijun Sen is completely flat too. And the price is above these 4 lines, and also Chikou span is located above the candles. So technically this is bullish in equilibrium, but direction wise this is flat. So it might go up, but it might go down. We never know which way it's gonna go. So and also if I look at the candles, I just see that this is also another ranging like a P wave. The highs are getting lower, so we can expect that the price will go downward this way along with this descending trend line. So it might be resisted at some point and go downwards is the view here. But yeah, again, there's no direction right now in the market, so it's very difficult to take trades or to look for the confirmation to buy or sell by looking at the weekly chart. There's no engulfings, or there's no other technical analysis. I mean the candlestick patterns here observed. So I will just go down to daily chart, and yeah, if you can see that again in the daily chart, also Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, and the price is in the Kumo now. So it might go down, it might go up. We never know which way it's gonna. But one thing for sure is that the you can also draw the forecast lines like this, and when the price, as long as the price is below these forecast lines next week, it's bearish. And if it's gonna end here below these forecast lines or below the Kumo, then the price should go down, right? And if it ends within the Kumo, then it might be ranging for some more days. And if it breaks this forecast line upwards, and if it push back at some point, and if that's the case, the price should keep going upwards this way. So on this one, I think it's gonna take I think next week still. This is before the vertical line here, so it takes another 15 bars or 16 bars, including Friday's candle. It takes 16 bars until the date it comes here. So next week, basically we just watch the market. Sometimes the price will be resisted. In this case, resisted by one of these forecast lines, and it goes downwards this way too. So we can forecast on that one too next week. So I start to talk about forecast lines because there's no direction in the market. So I just keep saying Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, ranging, no direction. We never know which way it's gonna go, and it's not fun, right? It's not fun to you. So I decided to talk about something different instead of capturing the trend. Okay, so moving on to Euro JPY. Alright, so let me do my analysis first and then come back to your comments later if there's time. And oh yeah, and there will be a Ichimoku cafe, Ichimoku Zoom cafe with among the Ichimoku members after this public live. So this is gonna end in about 40 minutes or 35 minutes. So yeah, if there's a time, I will check your comments and reply, but if not, then I will check them later. Okay, so moving on to Euro JPY here, the Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, no direction, and also the price, the candlestick is right in the Kumo now, so it also shows that this is no direction. Chikou span is into the candles now also, so this also shows that this is the ranging market. So this is truly where we don't want to take a look at the weekly chart in terms of Ichimoku 5 lines, okay? In terms of Ichimoku 5 lines. But one thing that is very interesting is that if you look at the Friday, when the candle closed here, this is the beautiful doji candle, okay? And do you remember what to do if you look at the doji candle? When you see the doji candle like this, what to do? Yeah, if I just tell you the answer, then you draw the resistance line at the top of the doji, and the bottom of the doji. Like this, you draw two lines, highest and lowest of this doji candle, and you wait for the breakout. Okay, you wait for the breakout. So if it breaks downwards, then it can be bearish. If it breaks upwards, it can be bullish. So these are the lines that you want to draw if you want to take trades on this Euro JPY next week. So let's move on to daily chart. So daily chart, the range was between here and here. So if I do it more precise, I think here. This was the last week low, and this was last week high. So, and as a result, last week it was like a doji candle, and so now it's ranging up and down. So there's no direction either. If I look at the Kumo, Kumo's flat, Kijun-sen flat, and the current price is below Tenkan-sen Kijun-sen and above the Kumo. So, and also Chikou span is breaking these candles, but pretty much horizontal also. So there's no direction in the market. Okay, but so one thing that you have to wait for is, once again, weekly chart breakout of the doji candle, either up or downwards next week. And also, you can take the forecast lines on this one too. You take these forecast lines, and currently you can see that the price is above the forecast lines. And next Monday is going to be an X day. It's gonna reach on this vertical line next Monday. So we have to wait for the next Monday close. And if the close price will be above the Kumo, then we can expect the price will go up. So in next week at some point, the price might break the doji candle of the weekly chart upwards, and it might continue to go up. That's something that we can forecast next week. But if Monday's candle close will be within the Kumo, then it might come into the range. So if that's the case, you might see some fake breakouts on this weekly doji candle, so we have to be careful. But if the close price will be below the Kumo, then most likely next week it will keep going down, because it's also breaking the doji candle downwards clearly. So this is how you can combine the candlestick pattern on the bigger time frame, in this case weekly chart, along with these forecast lines. So if you missed some of my words, please replay this one and make sure to understand fully on what I'm saying here. Okay. So so basically, I am expecting the price keep going up. So I just wait for the breakout on this upper level, 121.959 area upwards, or the exact number of 122 might be one of the psychological lines also. So I will be looking at the chart, and if there is any breakout on this 122 area upwards. So that's the Euro JPY daily chart. And moving on to GBP USD. Yep, GBP USD weekly chart. Okay, Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, no direction, and the price is in between Kumo and Tenkan-sen Kijun-sen. So it also shows that there is no direction, right? And Chikou span is below the candle, so it shows the bearish equilibrium, but it's kind of doubtful that it's gonna go down, because based on the price action, this is uptrend, right? This is uptrend, and you can also draw another line like this, descending trend line, upward trend line. So this is in the P wave. In Ichimoku, this is called P wave, or what you call the triangle range. So if you draw this kind of triangle range, then basically you have to wait for the breakout, either up or downwards. And looks like this is towards the end of the P wave, so we can expect some kind of move up or downwards next week. And if I see the candles, I don't see anything significant here. There are two bullish candles now, and it's going up. Looks like it's going up in short term. So let's move on to the daily chart. All right, daily chart, it's a weak bullish momentum. From here, it's been bullish, but if you see the chart in the past, there are still highs here in this area. So even if the price breaks the recent high on the daily chart, which is on the 1.2818 area upwards, and it might be resisted in this area too. So unless the price breaks this area upwards, I don't think this is a decent uptrend on the daily chart. And the Kumo's flat, Kijun-sen flat also. So there's no direction in the market. So again, we take a look at the Forex forecast line, Ichimoku forecast line. And currently the price is above these forecast lines. So, and until the X day here, until the day, it will be another 3 bars. So 3 candles next Wednesday also. The candle will reach on this vertical line. So wait for the candle close on Wednesday and see how the market will move on Thursday and Friday next week. Okay, so moving on to GBP JPY weekly chart. Weekly pretty much look all the same. Flat Kumo, flat Kijun-sen, and price is in between Kumo and Kijun-sen, and Chikou span below the candles also. So yeah, this is still looking like this is also the P wave range. So we can expect the P wave breakout. But in terms of direction, there's no direction on this GBP JPY. And the daily chart. So if you look at the daily chart and if you take these forecast lines, it looks slightly different from GBP USD, because GBP USD, it was already above the forecast lines, but on this GBP JPY daily chart, the price is still within the forecast lines. So next day on Monday will be the next day here. So I will just wait for the Monday candle close, and depending on whether it closes above or in the middle or below the Kumo, I just follow that trend. Yeah, so that's something that is important when you look at this forecast lines. Okay, so yeah, but direction-wise, there is no direction, so we always have to expect a retracement anytime soon anyways. Alright, so moving on to USD JPY. So most likely I will be taking trades on smaller time frames next week, or the breakout on the doji, or the I take the forecast line up or down and I take trades accordingly, because I don't see any trend direction in weekly chart or daily chart so far. So yeah, so here weekly chart USD JPY, also Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, and currently the price is in between Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen here. There's no direction, so we cannot really expect which way the price is gonna go. But one thing that I notice is that we can draw the descending trend line and ascending trend line, and there is a P wave triangle range also forming. And currently, if you look at the daily chart, the price is at the below level here. So next Monday, if the next Monday will be bullish, then we can expect the price will break the Kumo and reach all the way to the top of this descending trend line within the P wave. But otherwise, there's no direction, so I don't think I will be looking at this pair. USD JPY has been quite tricky, or any JPY crosses have been quite tricky these days. The wicks pointing up and downwards, right? Like this one looks like also the fishbone market, where there are lots of wicks pointing up and downwards, and there is no direction. So it's very tricky, and it's not really time efficient to take trades. Yeah, or next Monday, if the price will be supported on this support line, and also if there is a Tokyo box breakout upwards, Tokyo box breakout upwards, but supported by this line, then I might look for the buy chance next Monday. But we'll see on that. Okay, so moving on to CAD JPY. Okay, halfway through now. CAD JPY weekly chart also flat. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. There's no direction. And one thing you can look at is the harami candlestick engulfing pattern here. So the previous candle has been engulfing. The 2 weeks before candle is engulfing last week's candle. So when you look at this harami candle, then you can just wait for the breakout of the recent high and low of the previous candle, like this. And we just wait for the breakout towards either direction. And along with that, let's take a look at the forecast lines on this one too. So on the daily chart, forecast line, the price is above the forecast line somehow, and it ended up with above the forecast line. So next week, we can expect the price will go up. And to be safer, if you see the breakout on the upper level of this previous harami candle on weekly chart, which is at 79.679 area upwards, then we can look for the buy. So yeah, if the breakout happens, then or if there's a pushback happens later, then we can look for the buy chance here, along with this harami breakout, because there's no direction on the daily chart either. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, and the Chikou span is overlapping with these candles now. So there's no direction in the market. Looks like this is bearish in short term. So we have to wait and see if the price will break the recent high on this level upwards or not. That's something that I will be looking at on this CAD JPY. And it might happen at the Tokyo Box breakout also. If that's the case, I will take that Tokyo Box breakout as additional confirmation to take buy. Alright, so moving on to USD CAD daily chart. Alright, so start to look at the weekly chart. Again, Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, so there's no direction. And if you look at the candles, there's no clue. There's no engulfings, or there's no thrust up and downs or runway or anything like that here. So I just look at the market and yeah, just focus on the smaller time frames on this one. Alright, daily chart. Kumo flat and Kijun Sen flat right now, so no direction also. And Chikou span is overlapping with these candles also. So this is right in the equilibrium. The price is on the Tenkan-sen here, and Kijun Sen is below, Kumo is above here. So this is where you don't want to take trades. If the price is between Kijun Sen and Kumo, or Kijun Sen and Senko span A, you don't want to take trades because the market might be retracing. Somewhere in this area where the price is in between Kijun Sen and Kumo, you don't want to take trades. So it's happening right now also. Right, the price is in between Kijun Sen and Kumo, so the price can break through the Kumo or it can go downwards. And then we look at the forecast lines also on this one. So forecast line is drawn here, which is 2 bars ahead. So next Tuesday, the price will be on the vertical line. So I will wait for the market until Tuesday on this particular pair and see if the close price will end up with below or in the middle or above the Kumo. Alright, so moving on to AUD Jpy Pair. Alright, AUD Jpy weekly chart. Again, Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, there's no direction. Price is in the Kumo now, and there is no significant candlestick pattern here either. So I don't look at the weekly chart here. Alright, daily chart, Kumo also flat, Kijun Sen flat, and the price is kind of supported by the Tenkan-sen. So, and also the price is above these forecast lines also. So next Monday will be on this yellow vertical line. I mean the Kumo, when the Kumo was forming, when this high was making here. So yeah, most likely I think it's gonna end above the forecast lines here. So if that's the case, I will expect the continuous bullish momentum. So what you can do is you can draw the lines like this. You can draw a line like this, and if the price goes above the line, then you can look for the buy, for example. Or yeah, however you confirm the buy chance, you can look for it next week. Is my view here, right? So moving on to AUD USD, and this is the weekly chart. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. The price is in the Kumo now, so you don't want to take trades on this one. All right, daily chart. All right, again Kumo flat, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen flat, but in this case, the price is above the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, and also the Kumo. So the equilibrium is bullish. However, Chikou span is overlapping with these candles, so it might go downwards. If the Chikou span is clearly above the candles, then we can still expect the price will go up. But because Chikou span is into these candles now, the price might go down. I mean, the price might break this Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen downwards first. And if that happens, you don't want to look for buy chance anymore, because the price is then in between Kijun Sen and Senkou span A. And the forecast lines, right? The forecast lines, the price is above still the forecast lines here. So we can wait for this yellow vertical line day and see if the close price will be above or in the middle or below these forecast lines. Okay, so let's move on to gold weekly chart, which is strong uptrend still. So weekly chart looks to be strong uptrend on this gold, and this is pretty positive. Senkou span B still moving up, Senkou span A up, and Kijun Sen also moving up too. So this is strong bullish momentum. So I will be looking for the confirmation in smaller time frames and look for the buy chance, entry chance, or even in smaller time frames. So let's move on to the daily. Right, daily chart based on my own strategy, KTS. The Kumo, Senkou span B flat, Senkou span B flat, and Senkou span A is technically flat, and Kijun Sen is also flat too. So I would wait until either Senkou span A, I mean both Senkou span A and Kijun Sen move up, or Senkou span B and Kijun Sen move up sometime next week, and look for the buy chance even in smaller time frames. But this is steady uptrend still, so I will be looking for the buy. So in terms of the direction of the market, this is the only one that I found a trend. All these other pairs looks to be in the range on my watch list. So yeah, I don't think I will be actively taking trades. Maybe I will look at the smaller time frames to take trades, like 1 hour or 4 hour chart. But as far as I see the weekly chart and the daily chart, I don't see any trend. So most likely I will be an intraday trader next week. Yeah, next week I will be away from Tokyo, and I'm going to the south part of Japan called Nagasaki city. So I will be live streaming from there, from the hotel next week. Yeah, and so that's another reason why I'm not gonna be so active next week either. All right, so let's move on to the oil chart. Although I don't take trades on oil, I can talk about the market right now. It's been ranging pretty much because there was a gap window in between in the beginning of March. Like I have been saying on this Ichimoku Weekly Forex forecast, there's a gap in the past, and the market has been struggling to break this gap upwards. So when it really happens, then I think the price will break the Kumo upwards and move upwards. But right now, this is still within this gap in between 41.28 and 36.75 level. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm watching. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen, Gold Cross all day happening, and Chikou span is still below these candles. So there's no crew, right? Looks like this is doji candle right now on the weekly chart. So let's see if there will be any breakout on this doji candle next week. All right, moving on to the daily chart, you see Kumo's gradually moving up. Senko span B up, Senko span A gradually moving up, but Kijun Sen is flat still. Kijun Sen is flat, so I will wait until Kijun Sen to move up also to look for the buy chance if I'm taking trades on this one. Or I just wait for the breakout on this upper level to this way. Yeah, Chikou span is still above the candle, so this is bullish. And the candlestick itself is still above these four lines, Tenkan Kijun and Senko span AB. The current price is still above these four lines, so I think the equilibrium is still bullish. So we can expect next week for the breakout of the recent high here. Yeah, but until that happens, I think you better wait to take trades on this one. Okay, and let's take a look at some indexes here, starting from JP 225 Nikkei here. It's been quite ranging these days. First, look at the weekly chart. The price is in the Kumo now. Price is right in the Kumo. Has been in the Kumo for a couple of weeks in the past. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, so there's no direction in the market. And moving on to the daily, also it's ranging. Looks like the bullish energy has been diminishing right now, and it's creating like the P wave also. Like there is a triangle range like this that is forming in the market, and looks like this is towards the end of this triangle range P wave. So we just wait for the breakout on this P wave and look for the buy or sell chance next week. Alright, yeah, and yeah, that's about it. There's no direction in the market anyways. Moving on to S&P 500 weekly chart, Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, there's no direction, but the price is above the Kumo here. But still, the Chikou span is below these candles. So to be safer, you want to wait for the Chikou span to break above these candles to look for the buy chance. Until then, it might be volatile, and the price might go down to the Kumo also, because there is no direction in the market. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, there is no direction. Okay, last week was quite bullish trend, and last week was also quite bullish trend too. So yeah, we'll see if the price will break the recent high at 3238.40 level upwards or not next week. Yeah, moving on to the daily. Also, just like Nikkei, the price has been ranging now for the last week and last week also. And we just wait for the breakout on this one. And on this one, on the daily chart, technically speaking, the price is still above the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, and Senko span AB, still above, right? And also, Chikou span is technically above the candles. So by comparing the Nikkei and S&P 500, I think this is stronger, because on Nikkei, this one, the Chikou span is already into these candles. But this S&P 500, this Chikou span is above the candle still. So if it remains upwards, uptrend next week, then we can look for the buy chance by taking the daily chart. Yeah. So we can wait for the clear breakout on this triangle range now. Also, there is a triangle. So descending trend line you can draw like this, and another trend line you can draw like this way. Okay, you can draw like this way. If I can do it more precise, it should be exactly like here. Yeah. So now the price is above, like above part, upper part of this P wave. So if it breaks upwards And if it really breaks the recent high upwards also, we can expect the stronger bullish momentum. Okay, so moving on to Euro stocks here. Weekly chart, Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, prices in between Senko span A and Kijun Sen, so you don't want to take trades on this one. One thing that's significant is that the price broke the gap on this March upwards now. The price is breaking the gap upwards, so we can expect the continuous uptrend on this one. And the daily chart shows another P wave range, so we just wait for the breakout. Most likely it's going to break upwards, so we just wait for the breakout on this 3400 exact number and wait for the breakout upwards next week. Okay, and finally, let's talk about Australian stock index, and this is ranging also. A weekly chart looks to be ranging, and the price is in between Kijun Sen and Senko span A also, so there's no direction. Right, Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, there's no direction. Daily chart also looks to be P wave, ranging. So let's just wait for the breakout on this one too. Looks like this is also moving up, but because Chikou span is interacting, it might go down also. So we have to be careful on this one. Okay, so that's about it for this market analysis in terms of technical analysis by Ichimoku here. Okay, and also the price action. A little bit of a price action and lines. Okay, so let's review what we can expect next week. Next week we've got lots of news here, so I just pick up the ones that are highly important. And on Monday there will be a governor speech on GBP, so GBP might be affected by that. It's always nice to take note of some of the fundamental news like this, so that you can expect when exactly the market will be volatile. Right? Sometimes it might not going to be reflected or affected by the news, but it's always nice to keep our eyes on these news because we know exactly which day what's going to happen. So why not keep your eyes on, right? So let me just hide the chat and let me just squeeze my face so that you can see the whole picture now. All right, so moving on to Tuesday, GBP, Euro, USD, CHF. CHF. Euro, GBP. GBP first, Euro next, EUR next. And then USD, CPI will be here, and CHF also. I don't personally look at the CHF, but if you do watch it, you have to be careful next Tuesday, as there is another speech here on CHF next Tuesday, 14th. And moving on to Wednesday, 15th, there will be a monetary policy in JPY and also CPI in GBP also. So JPY and GBP, another CPI here, and also there is Canadian dollars news here, right, on this day. So CAD might be affected by that. And moving on to Thursday, the 16th, there will be a New Zealand CPI, AUD, unemployment rate. So New Zealand, I don't look at the New Zealand, but just for your information, and AUD will be affected. And also China, there is a GDP in China report, and another GBP, unemployment rate. So GBP can be affected by that. And then Euro itself has the interest rate report, and also retail sales in the US. So lots of news, everyone. Lots of news next week. All right, and moving on to Friday, another retail sales, and in Euro speech, Canadian dollar, retail sales, and USD Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index. So Euro, CAD, Euro, CAD, and USD are here. Okay, so that's about it. So, all right, there you go. So, yep, looks like I'm on time now. So we've covered the news here. So there are lots of news. It's like so red, lots of news next week. So you have to be careful. The market might be volatile next week. So along with this, forecast lines and also the price actions, you can take trades. You can look for the entry chance, even by looking at the smaller time frames. So next week I will be away from Tokyo, but possibly I will bring my laptop and do the live stream from the hotel. So I will see you next time from tomorrow from the hotel, and hopefully the connection is okay. If not, then I will upload a video instead. Okay, so yeah, looks like time is up now. So I guess I will be ending the live anytime soon. But the website on this one is the fxstreet.com is the website that I'm looking at, fxstreet.com, and you can come to this economic calendar and you see all these data here. I actually sort by the high importance, and I got these reports. This news here. All right. So yeah, that was a little quick overview today, but I hope you got the whole idea of how I look at the market in different angles by using Ichimoku and the 5 lines and Forex forecast, Ichimoku forecast lines in multiple time frames. So yep, today is on Sunday, so I think you will be having a great rest of Sunday. And in about 10 minutes or 13 minutes, there will be a Ichimoku members Zoom cafe. So for those who are members and for those who can join that Zoom live, I will be seeing you there face to face and say hi with each other. All right, so I will see you tomorrow from the hotel. So everyone, stay gold. All right, thank you for joining. Bye for now. Have a great weekend. またね. Thank you.